Yo, what's up my amigos and amigas? Hasan Piker is really dumb. Now, I haven't done a video on this man in a fat ass minute. Let's be real here. This man is plain out stupid. He's got the worst takes ever, such as supporting stealing from grocery stores
that people are engaging in.
Mm-hmm. Would you steal from Whole Foods?
You want to go first? Well,
right, guys?
I'm pro stealing from big corporations.
Bro, you should be the last person who's encouraging stealing. If someone were to tell me to steal, I would expect that to come from a criminal. But when a person, part of the group of people who they hate and preach against, is telling me this, no, you need to shut the fuck up. By the way, Whole Foods is part of Amazon, and you know who else is part of Amazon? Twitch. You know who else streams on Twitch? The dog shocker himself. Bro is literally suggesting to steal from his platform's own company. Again, Twitch will never ban this man. Even if he commits war crimes, he will never be banned. You would have to be poor, like really, really poor. Like poor to the point that you live in a cardboard box and the most you got is 13 cents and a rock. Levels of poorness to, you know, justify stealing food. Why would a poor person get arrested for stealing a potato and bananas? Like, I think that would be very cruel. Like, let the person eat something, right? Personally, I wouldn't bat an eye to them stealing that. Now, when a multi-millionaire influencer is saying that he would steal from a store, I will call the cops on you, little bro. This is coming off from a multi-millionaire influencer with a multi-million mansion and a supercar who not only grifts his fans, but is also a hypocrite. Bro, pack it up. Pack it up. It is so ironic that this is coming off from the same person who preaches about eating the rich when he himself is part of the rich. Like, homie, get a grip. You know what? Maybe we should steal from you. After all, you're all about spreading communism, so you might as well give out all your money and walk the walk instead of just talking.
I'm pro stealing from big corporations because, you know, they steal quite a bit more from their own workers. However, one thing that might even help your ethical dilemma is the fact that the automated process that they design, these companies know will increase shrink, right? So it's actually factored in. The lemons that you stole are factored into the bottom line of these mega corporations regardless, and they still end up having increased profit margins because they no longer have to pay the cashiers that they used to hire, as opposed to this automated system, knowing full well that people are still going to be able to still steal a lot more efficiently, as a matter of fact, through the automated process.
Bro, this guy. Okay, so for context, one of the journalists said that she stole 4 lemons from a Whole Foods store because she forgot to buy them while she was grocery shopping. And she thought that it wasn't a big deal. Well, actually, it is a big deal. You got the money to pay for the lemons. You should use that money to buy them. There's a huge difference between someone without food stealing food from a grocery store versus someone with more than enough money stealing from a store. And what gets me is that this guy thinks that by stealing items, you're doing something to the company. Like, oh yeah, if I steal this lemon, that will damage the company and they will go bankrupt. Nah, buddy, if the store has rampant crime and that makes them lose money, they would simply just close the store. So the only people you're harming is actually the workers and yourself, because of course you would get arrested sooner or later. And now the consequences would be having a marked police record, plus you would have to spend time in prison. At the end of the day, the company wins, the worker loses, and the thief loses. These people really think that by stealing you're resisting the system. I'm so fucking done, bro. If you want to protest these big corporations, you might as well preach about going to local family-owned markets, right? Buy food from farmers, support small businesses and shit. That is way more effective and helpful than stealing items that you can easily pay for.
Totally. Well, I was looking things like, and shrinkage is roughly equal internally as externally. Like, they expect it from their employees that they are sort of disenfranchising constantly.
Yeah.
But what about the argument that if everyone just starts stealing wantonly from these self-checkout machines, Whole Foods will eventually raise the prices?
Yeah, chaos, full chaos. Let's go. I mean, look,
Bro, why are they giggling about stealing things? Tee-hee, I'm gonna steal some lemons here and there. Tee-hee, oh, I love chaos. Tee-hee. Yeah, nah, chaos as a concept sounds cool, but if you bring it to real life, how about bringing that chaos to your house? I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it as much as chaos as an idea. People stealing your furniture, cool. People stealing your 200 grand Porsche Taycan, definitely cool. So now, not only would the homeless people steal food for necessity, but also the people who aren't poor. And since there will be more people stealing from a store, profits will go down, that now that store will have to close. And as a consequence, thieves will look elsewhere to steal. A prime example of this is how a few years ago, stores on New York would close down due to rampant theft and crime. If you close down stores where merch is getting stolen, the criminals will just look for another place to steal, therefore inflating prices of things on those stores and leading to more protection. So for example, if crime is rampant around an area, then they're gonna put certain items behind glass doors with locks, such as shampoo bottles. So now you will need help from an employee to get an item that you need instead of you getting it yourself. Personally, I find that very annoying because what do you mean I need help from an employee to get a pair of fucking socks from a glass door? It is so unheard of, bro. Like, again, the only person who wins, and not even win, but they don't lose at all, is the big company itself. The only parties that lose are the criminals because they're going to jail for stealing. The people who live close by the store that closed, so now they have to travel farther to get food and necessities. The employees who work there because now they don't have a job and have to look for another one, and we all know how hard it is to find a job these days. And last but not least, the homeless person. Like, does this really need to be explained with apples and pears? These people don't know what they're talking about, and it's concerning how Hasan has a voice and he's using his voice to spread bad influence. That is very dangerous considering how insane his fan base is.
I'm in favor of fast and free buses and also government-owned storefronts. And, two of those policies the mayor of this beautiful city is currently working on.
Would you encourage stealing in the same way from a Mamdani-run city-owned grocery store with lower prices? And why?
I would not, because I feel like that's taxpayer-funded. And the prices are this union labor, and the prices are also adjusted regardless.
Alright, so I found this video on Twitter and it went viral with over 400k views. Now, the video itself is from an article that was posted yesterday by the New York Times called "The Rich Don't Play by the Rules, So Why Should I?" And the title itself is already dumb and self-contradictory because it's coming out from rich people. The full video is more than 30 minutes long. We're not gonna look at that, but we will see a part of the transcript which caught my eye, and it's this part. So they ask him if he would steal from Louvre, I don't know how to say that. And Hasan says, yes, I would not be logistically capable of executing such a fact, but would I share on every news story of people that I see doing it? Absolutely. Then Hasan says, I think it's cool. We've got to get back to cool crimes like that. Bank robberies, stealing priceless artifacts, things of that nature. I feel like that's way cooler than the 7,000 new cryptocurrency scheme that people are engaging in. This is coming out from unrelatable, out-of-touch people who don't know what it's like to struggle. Let's be real here. Stealing is stealing, regardless where you're doing it. Why not just pay the money you have to buy the thing you're thinking of stealing? You would be saving yourself from a lot of headaches. If you truly want to protest against these companies, once again, don't buy anything from big stores and go to small companies to support them. Everybody but the big corporation loses at the end of the day. If you really get your opinions from this guy, you gotta reevaluate yourself, alright? You gotta reevaluate your life, because taking advice from an influencer is insane. And I'm pretty sure the Hasan orbiters will defend this man no matter what. Like, they always do. No matter if you shock a dog or threaten someone's life, they will always keep licking his boots till they die. I find that very pathetic. Like, imagine defending and glazing someone who not only do they not know you, but they're also a horrible person who only grifts their own fan base. Also, the comments didn't disappoint. Ah yes, the millionaire who never have to worry about money or do their own shopping want us to steal and create chaos. You have to be mentally ill or 15 years old to believe this stuff. I'm glad mainstream outlets have started platforming this guy so we can all see how stupid he is. He's a multimillionaire. Should we steal from him? Yes, I think we should. I'm pretty sure he would love that. Everything Hasan advocates is just full of dysfunctional anarchy. He wouldn't last a day in such an environment, but in his head he thinks he would rule over it. This retard is the reason why when you go to Walgreens in a city, everything is locked behind glass. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's because of people like him. Items such as fucking socks are now behind glass. Once again, don't take your opinion from this guy. Make your own opinions instead. Anyways, what do y'all think about this? Leave it down in the comment section below, and yeah, now if you excuse me, I'm a dip. Alright, see ya.